What's going on, everybody? Today in this video I take you along with me in screen printing t-shirts from start to finish, step by step. What's going on, everybody? My name is Bob Victornock and I am the owner of Aesthetic Imprints, which is a custom apparel printing company based out of my parents' basement. Today in this video I take you along with me in learning how to screen print step by step from start to finish. I literally take you from printing transparencies, burning the screen, getting it inked up, taped up onto the press, and actually screen printing it and then carrying it. So make sure you tune into this video because this is going to be a good one. Short, simple, all bullshit aside, let's get going. Alright, now the first step in screen printing is getting your transparency sheets. What this is clear film. This is the first step you need in screen printing. You need your design printed on here in straight black. It doesn't matter if your design is in color. Let's say you want to print red ink on the shirt. Doesn't matter. Your transparency has to be black because it has to block the lights. It'll make more sense in the next shot. We got our design right here. This is our one color print here, and he's also getting neck tags. So let's move on to exposing. Alright, now my screens are in here. The reason it's blocked off and it's drying in there is because UV lights cannot touch that. So I'm going to turn on the yellow safe light and open this up. So there it is. Now let's open this bad boy up. In this case, we just have that one screen, which is the front print, which is, I'll get a 156 for that one, which is right here. And then for the neck tags, you need a little more detail because it's so small. So I'm going to get a 230 mesh for that one. And let's go to expose this. Now, here we are in my registration spot where I like to get everything aligned onto the screen. We're going to add tape to all four sides of the design. And then get it taped up onto the screen and expose it. What you see on my left is a big exposure unit, and that is what's going to expose this screen with the lights. So you line it up center. This is basically my palette. Grab the screen, line it up on all four corners, and get it on there. Make sure this is on there, so just give it a little bit of pressure and then take it to the exposure. Now from here, what you do is basically put your screen right on top of here. This is just a bunch of LED lights that are going to expose the screen with some pressure. Close it up. And you want to make sure you have the right count and go ahead and expose it. And now the next step is you bring that same screen that you just exposed into your wash booth. And now this is when the magic happens. You just spray it with water. Well, that was a fail. My breaker went out. Alright, I'm back. I had a little issue with the wiring, but you just spray it, rinse it with water first. Front and back. And then you let it sit for a little bit. As you can see, the water is already battling with the green emulsion, and the design itself is already starting to fall out. Just let it sit for 30 seconds and then go in with some pressure and the design will just fly off. As you can see, the design is already starting to drip away. Now I'm going to go in there. And there it is. Now this is exposed, so let's move on to doing the neck tag. Now that you got your screens made, that's one of the hard parts, and that's over with. You want to go ahead and get your items checked in. In this case, we're going to be screen printing 52 t-shirts with 4 different ink colors. So let's go to the press. Now that you got your design and everything dried up, we're going to go ahead and load it up onto the press. You want to go ahead and lock it up. Put it on there flat and then bring it down and get it aligned to the center. Let me bring you guys closer. Now when I say center, you want to go ahead and get it flat on there first and get these center registration marks into this middle line, which is my palette. This is my center line on the palette where the shirts go, so I'm going to center it up to that. Close this up and we're good. The next step is to seal up these open areas of the screen that is where ink will escape, and you don't want that to happen. So you close it up with some tape. Regular tape works fine. This is just literally 3M printer tape. I like using this because it's less adhesive, less sticky, and it works great. So you go ahead and do all 4 corners. Get it taped up. And make sure you get this wall, or else ink will gum up on there. It'll fly up on there. And now let's load it up with ink. Now we're gonna go ahead and load it up with gray ink. I'm gonna go ahead and print the black shirts first. And the black shirts are getting gray ink. I'm gonna use this lava gray. This is the most similar to what the client wanted. So we're just gonna load the ink on there, like so. Get a good amount on there. And then you want to go ahead and grab your squeegee. Now that we got our squeegee on there, it's time to do a test print. Now we're going to go ahead and load the shirt onto the palette and do a test print. Always do a test print before you even start beginning on the shirt that you need to do, because if any mess ups happen, this is where you're going to find out. And it's better to find out on a scrap shirt than a client shirt. That looks clean. So you go ahead and flash it under a flash dryer for a couple seconds. What the flash dryer does, the reason it's called a flash dryer, because it's a flash dryer. You want it to be quick. You want it to be quick, so like 8 seconds. And then my flash dryer is still warming up, so I might need a little bit longer. Actually, no, that was perfect. That's clean. Check this out. So that came out fire. I'm going to go ahead and put this in the conveyor dryer and see how it cures and do a stretch test, and then we'll go from there. Alright, and the shirt just came out the conveyor dryer and it's hot. We're going to do our stretch test. Always do a stretch test. Here's the design. We're going to go ahead and stretch it, and as you can see, that thing is not going anywhere. It's not cracking, and I'm stretching it pretty hard and nothing is happening. So as you can see, the shirts are going good. The reason I do a stretch test is because you want to make sure your shirts last in the wash. So if you were to stretch it like this and you see it cracking, it's not a good sign. If you go to wash it, that shirt is just gonna fall apart. The print might just fall apart. You don't want that to happen. In this case, the client himself, his previous printer always had his shirts crack, and he had issues with that. And he's actually a subscriber of mine. He watches my YouTube. He saw my videos. He saw that I do the stretch test, and he reached out to me and placed his order with me because his previous printer does not. Everything was cracking. So make sure your shirts don't crack, or else you're gonna lose business. So everything looks good. Let's begin production. Before we begin printing shirts, I want to give you guys a close-up of how this is screen printed. This is the design that we exposed. So what you do, you want to just float the ink over. I'm not applying any pressure. I just floated it over. And then I like to push. Sometimes I like to pull, but I'm a pusher. So then you put pressure, 45-degree angle or something like this, and then just push. Push. Now, you see how sometimes you get caught up. One trick to doing that is turn your squeegee like this or this way, and then you won't get caught. Or the other way, and you won't get caught. And it's a lot smoother than you just lift your screen, and ta-da! black shirts are printed with this gray ink. We're gonna go ahead and switch the shirts out because the client is getting different color shirts, different color ink for the different color shirts. Now the reason this costs more by screen printers is because we have to clean this all up and get it ready to put a new ink on here. So you have to clean all this up and go back to the washout booth and wash it all off. Now, not just the ink, but I also take out everything, including the tape, just to fully wash the screen out when I go to wash it. So, this is just how I do things. You can do it however you'd like, but I like to clean it all in the washout booth. Some people can clean it here. I like to just keep it clean and go to the washout booth. Now that we're here in the washout booth, you're going to go ahead and put on some gloves, get your ink chemicals out, spray the screen with water, and then spray your ink remover on there, ink degrader, whatever you use. Wear a mask. This stuff is pretty strong. I'm not wearing one because I want you all to hear me. And now let it sit in there for like 20 seconds. What that does is the chemical starts to fight with the ink, makes it weak, and then now you can go ahead and scrub it. Yeah, please wear a mask. And now that that's good, go ahead and grab a little brush. This is my ink brush right here, and go ahead and this brush is on its way out. Now I got a new brush. Let's that was a fail. Don't do what I just did. I sprayed emulsion remover on there, so now my stencil is actually going to come out. That's a fail. Don't do what I just did. I just ruined the whole screen. Now my stencil is gone. This is a good learning lesson for you all. Make sure you use your ink degrader and not your emulsion remover. Emulsion removal is what removes the green stencil, and now you can't print. Silly me, what a silly mistake, but it's all good because we're just gonna move past that obstacle. We got another screen right here. I got it made up. I'm printing the red ink right now on the navy blue shirt. It's all good. I'm still gonna show you guys how to clean the screen after this one. So let me print these and I'll show you the next shot. And also, there's no reason to feel down if you did this. If this happens to you, don't give up. Don't feel down. Everyone makes this mistake. I know a lot of screen printers out there definitely have mixed up the ink mixing one to the emulsion mixing one. This is not the first time it's happened to me. It happens. It's a silly mistake. Just laugh it off. Alright, now what you do is take it to the washout booth. This is the orange ink version. The red ink I already washed off and the camera wasn't recording, but you just spray it with water. Spray both sides. And then you go ahead and grab your ink degrader and spray it on there. Oh, that's too much. And just spray it on there. And then let it sit and do its thing for about 20 to 30 seconds. Spray some on the brush while you're at it, just a little bit. Now, after it sits, you want to go ahead and start brushing it. Get both sides. And then just spray it with water. Now you can just spray it with the air hose and then let it dry. Alright, after you get your screen washed, go ahead and load it back onto the press with a different color ink. I didn't show you guys this because it's the same step. You just register it onto the press and then get to printing. But now we're going to do the neck tags, which is the same registration. Just register it on there, and then you're going to be using a leg palette. So let me give you guys a close up of this. Now for this, you basically just load the shirt up onto the palette, tear the tag out, and screen print the neck tag on there. And bam, that's fire. This completes the whole shirt, retail ready. Side note, this is why you get custom tags for all your items, because it just finishes it. I mean, look at how fire that looks with the print itself. I mean, it's essential to get the custom tags. It's just clean. And that concludes the end of this video on learning how to screen print step by step from start to finish. Everything turned out fire. The shirts are fire. I got a sample on right now with the neck tags. Everything is fire. Shout out to Shanty, the one who placed the order with me. I'm sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. It's Shanty Khan. I don't know how exactly to pronounce the first name, but everything turned out fire. Shout out to you for reaching out to me. He's actually one of my subscribers and found me from YouTube just like you all. He reached out to me because he had issues with his shirts cracking from his other print person that he went to. So now he just switched over to me, and I hope I satisfy your needs when you get these shirts. Check them out. Make sure everything is good. Put them through the wash. Make sure all is well, man. Shout out to you. These are for you. I'm throwing these in there for you. The mint and the red colorway. I hope you enjoy these. Anyways, if you're new here, I hope you learned something about screen printing, learning how to screen print. If you want to start this business, go ahead and start, man. Set motives. I mean, look at the shirt we're printing today. Set your motives right and just start. The first step is just starting, and then just don't look back. Just start and get going. That's what I did, and everything turned out fine for me. It's not going to be easy. You're definitely going to go through obstacles, but just jump through them, battle through them, and don't look back. Just keep looking forward. And if this isn't your type of thing, there's definitely a lot of details and instructions that you need to do right, especially exposing screens, transparencies, getting it printed ready, getting the pressure right when you go to squeegee it. If this isn't your thing, go ahead and reach out to me. I'd love to help you build your brand. If not, go ahead and start your own business and get going, man. Try it out. Other than that, thank you all for tuning into this video. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at Aesthetic Imprint. Same thing as the YouTube channel. I post on there daily. See what I'm up to. I post stories, post everything on there. So make sure you follow me on Instagram. Message me, comment. Go ahead and comment in this video. I love it when you guys comment. I hope this video helps a lot. Go ahead and smash that subscribe button. If you're new here, please subscribe. Check out these videos, because I'm sure if you like this video, there's a lot more videos out there, and they're even longer, and I explain everything in them. Again, thank you everybody for tuning into this video, and remember, no grind, no glory, and get your motives right, and I'll see you in the next one.